couple of months ago, I posted on my story just a question, asking people if they journaled, asking people if they write, if they do, how often, and I got a lot of feedback saying that a lot of people do not write at all, and I just was curious as to why. So my next thing on my post was about, asking like, well, what's stopping you from writing every day? I think during quarantine, the first lockdown, my experience writing and journaling every day pretty much saved my life. I mean, I was in a really, really tough place just coming off of the show, and then, going through COVID and getting it myself, and then actually giving it to my mom, my dad, my brother, and my grandfather. We went through a really, really rough time with my mom and my grandfather. And I'm telling you, the thing that really got me out of the slump that I was in was the fact that I was journaling every single day. So I do think it's really important for people to get out their thoughts, get out things that they may be feeling in the moment. I just feel like it's like a huge release, right? And so I was just wondering why, more people didn't do it. And I know a big part of that is because it's really tough to do. People act like sitting down and pulling out a piece of paper and writing something, or even getting on a computer and typing something up is easy. And I'm here to tell you that it's not easy. It is really, really tough to do. One, because your attention span does not want to allow you to do it. We got social media and stuff like that kind of controls our attention span. And two, it's really tough to tap into places and feelings and emotions that you don't necessarily feel are good all the time, But no matter how hard it is, it's really, really necessary. In my opinion, it helped me so much. I learned so much about myself as I was writing, whether I was talking about my family, whether I was talking about things I was going through personally, whether I was talking about what things I'm seeing or people are going through, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without picking up that pen, pulling out that computer, and just spilling out everything that I was feeling. No matter what you're saying, putting it out there into the universe, getting it out of your soul, out of your system, out of your heart, was really, really important for me. I can't even describe what it did for me. I felt like I had to come on here and let you guys know, man, that if you're going through a hard time, and even if you're not going through a hard time, it's really important that you're documenting your journey and your struggles and your story, not only for yourself, well, if for any reason for yourself. No matter if you want to put it out, no matter if you want to share it with other people, which I do sometimes encourage, because I think the more we share with each other, our art and our work and our feelings and stuff like that, the more we realize that we're not that different, and I think that can only do good. I just think when you face all of that stuff that you got on your heart and on your chest, I think that's the best way you're going to be able to move past it and move forward past it. I had so much going on that I didn't even realize until I started writing about it that I had going on, and that I was struggling with, that I hadn't spoke about, I hadn't even really thought too much about. And so I wouldn't have gotten to those points and gotten past those points and realized certain things about myself that I wanted to change unless I decided I was going to start putting stuff on paper. I remember asking, well, why, what's stopping you from writing every day? What's stopping you from writing, maybe even if it's for 2 to 5 minutes a day, what's stopping you? And a lot of the response I got back was, not enough time, I don't know what to talk about, I'm nervous, I'm not a good writer. And my answer to those things are, so what? I think, so what if you don't feel like a good writer? It's not about, it's not about you being good or anything like that. I think when you write out how you're feeling, if it's true, it's good. If it's true, it's good. If it's you, it's good. And that's what matters. I think when you go back and look at some of those things that you've written, no matter how bad you feel they are, when you go back in a month or a year and think about 5 years down the road, being able to go back and look at something that you wrote when you were going through a tough time, and then think about that feeling of knowing that you got past it, and going back and sitting in that emotion again, like, damn, I was really going through it at that point, but look at where I'm at now. Look how far I've come. Or thinking about a time when it was really nice and you were really talking about some things that were really beautiful in your life, and you just enjoying the present moment and expressing those things on paper. Think about going back to those things 5 years from then, and being able to talk about it, or being able to feel those emotions again. You know, a lot can change in 5 years. I did not fathom not having my grandmother here 5 years ago, and you know, unfortunately she's not here anymore with us, and it's still very, very tough to, you know, conceive, because it's like, I just thought in my head, I figured she'd probably be around forever, and it's like, you know, life doesn't work like that, you know. So I would love to have had more documentation, more things recorded and written about her and how I was feeling when I was around her, and you know, pictures and stuff like that. I wish I had more. You just never know, you know. I think the most important thing for us to do is document how we're feeling, what we're going through, which is a big part of the reason I'm deciding to do these. I'm doing this, number one, because I want to share this with you, so that it gives you some kind of motivation to, you know, share and put yourself out there a little bit, and share with yourself, you know, without anybody else. Share with yourself. And then number two is for me. I would love to be able to come back and look at some of these things that I'm feeling right now, and look at some of these videos I'm posting and recording, and you know, and relive those moments, you know, relive them. So a lot is going on, and I just encourage everyone out there to tap into who they are, tap into themselves, learn as much as you can about yourself as you can right now, because there are a lot of things pulling at your attention, a lot of things tugging at your mental and your spirituality and your heart, and everything's just begging for your attention. So we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, number one. If we're not taking care of ourselves, we're going to allow somebody else to do that, and no one knows how to take care of you like you do. You're more creative, and you're much more of an artist than you really give yourself credit for. I promise you that. So start having some confidence in yourself, start learning more about yourself, start feeling yourself out, and start feeling yourself. That's really the main thing. Start feeling yourself. That's all I got, man. Much love.